Hi everyone, my name's Emily Taylor, and this is a short practice for low back pain. One of the most common requests that I get is alleviation of tenderness in the back. So I'm not talking about sharp shooting pain, I'm talking about the dull ache that we often experience from life's activities. So this is just a quick dose of relief, and I'd love for us to start in child's pose. Bringing your knees wide and the big toes together, start to inch your arms forward. Drive your weight back into the hips and come to your breath. Big, deep breath in. Long, slow breath out. Another like that. Exhale, let it go. Let's shift forward to tabletop. So you're walking your knees underneath your hips and your wrists underneath your shoulders. And if this is tender to be on the knees, you might grab a blanket or some extra cushion for support. So cat and cow. We want to sway the belly down and lift the heart forward. And then we're going to start to tuck the tailbone round and coil through the middle of the spine and let the head hang heavy. So that's important that we allow the tailbone to initiate the movement in both directions. So right away, we're offering the full range of motion available within the spine, that full pulsation. And back to neutral. Let's start to extend the ball mound of the right foot back behind us, just a little stretch in the calf. And then we'll stack our shoulders back over wrists and float the right leg up. Find your stability there and send your left arm forward. So it's the same essence of cat and cow in the spine. We're dropping the belly down and lifting the heart. Take a breath in. As you start to tuck, coil, and round, drive the left elbow to meet the right knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, coil, and round. One more. Exhale. Let's meet an extension and then come back to all fours. Left leg back behind you to feel that length in the calf. And then rock the shoulders over the wrist so you have your stability. Float the left leg up, right arm forward, breath in. Exhale, tuck, coil, round. Inhale, we extend. Exhale, we round. One more. Exhale. We'll meet an extension, reach, 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 and release. Tuck the toes and come to downward facing dog. Pedal the legs and sway the head. So down dog is a generous stretch for the hamstrings. So sometimes we can think it's all about the hamstrings, but actually our priority is length of spine. And so we walk the feet into hip bone width distance, not the outer flesh of our hips, but hip bone width. It's more narrow than we tend to think, about 2 fists width. And then we bend into the knees to offer more length of spine. You're driving the low belly towards the tops of the thighs and lifting the hips high. Pressing into the palms, lifting away from the earth. Take a breath in. And drop back down to the knees. We're going to lower all the way to the belly here for cobra pose. So flipping to the tops of your feet, keep the palms rooted underneath your shoulders. Tuck your triceps in tight. With an inhale, lift the rib cage, lift the chest. We're not pressing into the palms. This lift comes from the strength of our low back. So you might find that you'd like to float the palms up as a reminder. Now, without lifting your feet, lift the kneecaps. Notice that fires up the quads, engages the quads. That offers more stability and support for the low back. So from there, you might be able to lift the heart a little higher. Take a breath in. Exhale, release. Press into the palms and back to child's pose. Knees are wide, big toes together. Heart sways forward. 3 breaths here. Go ahead and press yourself back up to all fours. We're going to swing the legs off to the side and out in front of us. So the IT band, it's the outer seam of the leg. And when it's tight, it fuses to the quadricep and the hamstring. Then they pull on the glutes, and the glutes pull on the low back. And so it's kind of this trickle effect. So we're going to focus on stretching out the IT band. Go ahead and come all the way down and sweep your arms up overhead. And now this action is super subtle, You won't be able to see a big change in my body, but it should feel like quite a bit of action. You're going to send your right fingertips far away from your left toe tips, as though I'm pulling you diagonally. Right fingertips far away from left toe tips. And then switch it out. Left fingertips far away from right toe tips. Release your efforts there and find banana pose off to the right. Walk your arms off to the right, the legs off to the right. Cross your left ankle on top of the right. Send your distribution of weight to the left hip. So you can reach for opposite wrists or elbows, but not at the expense of having to lift the left shoulder. We want the left shoulder to stay glued down to the mat. So find whatever variation of the arms works to keep that shoulder down. Let's make our way up and over to the other side. So walk the arms off to the left, legs off to the left, cross your right ankle on top of the left, and send your weight to the right shoulder, right hip, like an anchor of weight. Come back to center. Hug your knees in and stir them around. All right, we're going to lower the soles of the feet to the mat, again at hip bone width stance, and find our bridge pose. You want to just barely be able to tickle your heels. Knees again are hip bone width stance. Float the hips up, interlace the palms together underneath the low back, walk the shoulders underneath the chest, draw the chin towards the chest, and lift those hips high. One more breath. And lower down. We're walking our feet wide, knees knock in for 3 breaths. Now start to walk your feet into hip bone width stance again. And if you're not sure what I mean by this, take a peek at me. You're going to take the heels of your palms and slide them into the creases of your hips. Take a breath in. On your exhale, press the thighs away right at the crease of your hip, offering space to the sacrum. We've got 2 more like that. So inhale, give in a little. Exhale, apply pressure. 1 more. Exhale. Now slide your left leg long, interlace hands around the right shin. Wrap the right thigh around the rib cage. Hug it in tight, tight, tight. Switch sides. Right leg extends long. Interlace hands around the left shin bone. Wrap the thigh around. Flex into the foot. Hug it in. Now hug both knees in. We're going to find a more gentle twist to close out our time. Arms out wide like a T. Let the knees drop over to the left. And for more low back support, you'll really take the time to scoot the right hip right on top of the left. So you're taking the torque out of the spine. Hips are stacked. Turning your head in whatever direction. Go ahead and come onto your back. Hug the knees in. Find a ball of compression. Forehead to the knees. Squeeze everything in tight. Shavasana. Arms and legs spill out wide, or any other shape that serves you well. I'll leave you here to soak in your Shavasana for as long as it serves you. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name's Emily Taylor. You can find more classes, both live stream and on demand, at emilytayloryoga.com. Bye.